Assalamualaikum et bonjour. Bonjour à tous. Today we are going to learn which preposition that we should use when we are speaking about the city or the country. Okay? Well, it is actually quite tricky to understand, but it is absolutely useful to know how to use it. Okay? So now we shall start with the first one. Okay? The first preposition is a. You have here a. Okay? So this preposition is used pour une ville. Une ville is a city. Okay. You have two examples here. You have Paris and you have Kuala Lumpur. Now, let's look at the meaning of this sentence and this question. Now, the first one, you want to say, you go to Paris. You go to Paris. So, to is a preposition in English. But to, in French, it is à. Okay? So, you say, tu vas à Paris. Means, you go to Paris. Now, let's look at the second example using Kuala Lumpur. You want to ask question, tu habites à Kuala Lumpur. It means, do you live in Kuala Lumpur? Okay, here in is a preposition which can be translated to a. Okay, so you say, tu habites à Kuala Lumpur. Well, if you look carefully at these two questions, the question and the sentence here, a can be translated into few meanings. The first one is in. The second is, tu vas. The first one is to. The second one is in. Do you go to Paris? Second one is, do you live in Kuala Lumpur? So here can be translated into either in, at, to, okay? As long as it is a preposition. Okay? So remember, when you want to use a preposition with a city or a town, you use the preposition a. Okay? Now, let's move to the next one. How do we use which preposition we can use with a country? Okay? Now, pour un pays, for a country. Now, remember, previously we have learned for countries you have in masculine form, singular form, okay, feminine, singular, and also you have it in plural form. Okay? If you don't remember how to differentiate this masculine, feminine, singular, plural form, you may view my clip in my YouTube channel. Now, before that, I have three examples here. Okay, we have three examples of countries. Okay, you have the first one, France. Okay, second one is Canada. And the third one you have États-Unis. Well, you have it la France, le Canada, les États-Unis. Okay? Well, let's look at the spelling. We know that when it ends with an E, like here, France, it is feminine form. When it ends with any other consonant besides E, for example, A here, it is masculine form. When it ends with S, definitely it is in plural form. Okay? This is just briefly, okay? Now, when you want to use a preposition with a country which is in feminine form, you use en. Okay? So you use en with la France. Okay? Alright? For any country which belongs in the feminine form, you have to use en. Right. Now, for a country like Canada, which ends with A, which is in masculine form, you have to use the preposition O. Okay? So O is used with a country which is in masculine form. And it has to be singular. So I repeat this again. For a country which is in feminine and singular, you use on. For a country which is masculine and singular, you use O. Okay? But for a country which is in plural form, which end with S normally, plural, it has to be plural, regardless of gender, whether it's male or female, you use O. Okay? A-U-X. Well, if you listen carefully, this O is pronounced the same as this O. Okay? Same. Same pronunciation but different spelling. Alright. Now, let's look at the examples that we have here. Okay, right. Again, for a country which is in feminine form, you use the preposition en. Here you have two examples of countries which is in feminine form. You have la France and you have la Malaisie. So, in order for you to say Caroline lives in France, you say Caroline habite en France. Okay? Now, if you want to say she goes to Malaysia, she goes to Malaysia, you use en as well. So you have elle va en Malaisie. So en is used for a country which is in feminine singular form, like Malaysia and France. Okay? So I'll repeat these two sentences again. Caroline habite en France. Elle va en Malaisie. Now let's move to the second one. For a country which is in masculine singular form, like le Canada et le Japon, you use O. You use what? Preposition O, A-U. So, you want to say Jean lives in Canada. You say Jean habite au Canada. When you say he goes to Japan, you say il va au Japon. So O is used, the preposition O is used with a country which is in masculine form. Okay? Alright. Let's move to the last one. Now, for a country which is in plural form, regardless of gender, whether it's masculine or femina, doesn't matter as long as it is plural, like les États-Unis here and les Pays-Bas, you use O, A-U-X. Now, les États-Unis means United States and Pays-Bas means Holland. Okay? Now, you have here Sarah et Amira habitent aux États-Unis. It means Sarah and Amira live in United States. And you say, elles vont aux Pays-Bas. It means they go to Holland. Okay? Now, I'll repeat these two sentences again. Sarah et Amira habitent aux États-Unis. Elles vont aux Pays-Bas. So, for a country which is in plural form, regardless of gender, whether it's male or female, you use O, A-U-X. Okay, but nevertheless, in French, there is always an exception. Okay, now what happened here? Now, Mexique is Mexico. Normally, any country which ends with the E, the letter E, it is a female country. But here, it is male. So, you use O. Okay? Same like Cambodia. Cambodia ends with E. Normally, it should be female country. But here, it is not female country. It is a male country. So, you use O. Okay? That will be the first exception. Well, there are few countries which ends with E, but it is not feminine, but it is male. Okay, masculine. Now, the second one, okay, now, if a country which is in masculine form, but singular, starts with a vowel. Okay, the spelling of the country starts with a vowel, and it has to be masculine, singular. Normally, we have to use O, but for Iran, you cannot use O. Even though it's masculine, singular, and start with the vowel, it's masculine, singular, you should use O. But no, you cannot use O. You have to use on, because if a country which is in masculine, singular, starts with a vowel, it has to use on. Okay? Alright, so I'm going to read these examples. Il y a une ambassade de Malaisie en Iran. Okay? Il y a une ambassade de Malaisie en Iran. It means there is a Malaysian embassy in Iran. Okay? Alright? Okay? So remember these two exceptions. Anyway, please remember, for a country or for a city or a town, you use a as a preposition. For a country which is in feminine form, you use en, en. Okay? Now, for a country which is in masculine singular, you use o, au. And for a country which is in plural form, you use o, au, x. Okay? Merci beaucoup. Au revoir. Bon courage.